Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part two of the Scum 0.8 Handbook, where I'm going to teach you everything there is to learn about Scum from right from the start, right up till the end. Okay, so if you want to see and learn everything there is to see and learn about Scum, then click that subscribe button now, put on the notifications, and then if you enjoyed the video at the end, then you can leave a like as well, just to tell me that you at least enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. Okay, so before I show you guys what my character looks like, because unfortunately I already recorded part two, but because of technical issues, I'm going to have to do it again. But there's not a lot that you guys missed, and I can explain to you guys exactly what part two is about. So in part one, we covered the forest, how important the forest is, how important it is to craft everything that you can craft, which is the bow, the quiver, the backpack, and the axe. Okay? And today we are going to speak about repeatable steps, okay, that can be repeated to increase your success rate. So repeatable steps in Scum is everything. Like I told you guys in the first in part one, it is not good to rely on luck or to think just because something worked once, it is going to work again. So a few examples that I want to give you guys is that running into a bunker immediately can get you a hiking backpack. Running into the big city immediately can get you a really good bow and a really good hiking backpack. Driving right up to a cargo drop with your vehicle to loot it can work sometimes. But in the long run, you need to form habits that are repeatable and that will always work over the long run. So instead of running to a bunker or the scrapyard or a big point of interest to find that high tier loot, which we have found at certain stages, it is much better to start in the forest, to craft the basic gear that we always craft, and then to come to a city. Now, you might think this is a very long process, but it is actually the safest process because driving up to a cargo drop once and stopping close to it might work once, but most of the time, driving up to a cargo drop with a car is just a very, very bad idea. So, not everyone wants to park very far away from a cargo drop with their vehicle because it takes time and they might lose their vehicle, different reasons. But if we just take the cargo drop as an example, and a lot of people want to rush into a bunker and don't really care if they attract the megs. Although attracting the megs or notifying anyone that you are in that vicinity can give you a big major disadvantage. So if we take the cargo drop, let's say I'm alone with a grenade launcher and an RPK, or a grenade launcher and an MK18. Let's just say a grenade launcher and AR. If you and your team park very far away from the cargo drop and you guys run together through the forest, if you run into me, your chance of winning a fight when it's 1 versus 4 or 6 or 10 is extremely high. My chances of success is basically zero, almost zero. Except if the skill level of the clan is very, very low. But if skill levels are the same, they are the clear favorites. But when you do things because of wanting to take shortcuts, like going to a bunker right as you spawn is a shortcut, going to a point of interest right as you spawn is a shortcut, only crafting a spear when you start is a shortcut. And it's these shortcuts, building a base next to a bunker or a big point of interest and looting that point of interest constantly is a shortcut. But it does deteriorate your experience and your gameplay over a very, very long period of time. So, if your clan decides to park close to the bunker, close to the cargo drop because they feel confident, then it is possible for me to point one, hear you, and just as an example, I parked far away from the town. We are now at the B1 town. As you guys know, we've got the Volkswagen vehicle, but we parked very, very far away because you can, and I'll show you guys how to get back to your vehicle very easily with blueprints, which is like breadcrumbs, like the story of Jack and Jill. But if you can hear a vehicle from 100 meters away. So if there's a person in this town and I stop too close to the town, it's possible someone can hear me. They can wait in a house. They can wait on top of the police station. They've got a major advantage over me. If you stop too close to a cargo drop and me, a solo player, hears the vehicle, then first of all, I know what your position is. I know where you're going. I've got an advantage over you. The second thing is it's very difficult for me to take all four of you on. But if I just know where the vehicle is, the odds of me winning go up exponentially. Because now, it doesn't matter if I've got a grenade launcher, guys. I can have a grenade. A grenade will be good enough. RPK will be good enough. I just need enough bullets, or I need an explosive, okay? Because all I do now is because I know where the car is, I can just wait at the car. Okay, especially if I see you guys are a big team. It's not in my best interest to take 4 people on. But if you make a mistake by taking a shortcut and stopping too close to the cargo drop, I can wait for the entire clan at the car in a bush or hiding, and then as soon as all the clan members climb into the car, I can kill everyone in that vehicle, the entire clan, plus I can destroy the car with 1 grenade launcher round or with 1 grenade. Okay, which again increases my chances of success. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, the reason people get bored in Scum, the reason people feel Scum is a running simulator, the reason people don't have a lot of fun for a long time, the reason people run out of things to do is because they are taking shortcuts all the time. Okay, to get to their destination faster. They are not thinking about the journey and the experience. They're just thinking about the destination. And once you build a base next to a bunker or next to a naval base or next to a place where you can get a ton of loot every single day, all that's going to happen is your base is going to be filled with a bunch of loot. You are going to lose gear fear or fear of dying because you've got 20 M82s and 20 of everything. So you're losing that fear element. Okay, without fear, the game is quite boring. And you're losing the appreciation. When you kill someone and they have great loot on them, you are not excited. You are picky and like, maybe I want it, maybe I don't want it. So all I'm trying to tell you guys is that any survival game, and Scum in particular, is about the journey. Okay? And the reason I want you guys to follow my steps in this guide to a T is not because I know more than you, not because my build is better than yours, not because of any of those reasons. I want you to follow this handbook to a T so that you form good habits, because I have enjoyed every survival game I've played for more than 5,000 hours. And I'm going to be enjoying Scum even more as I learn to do new things and explore new things and just experience everything the game has to offer. So if you follow my steps in a very safe single-player environment, you are going to find a car just as quickly as I found a car. If you start in towns, okay, you're going to find a car just quickly as I found a car. You are going to experience everything that I'm going to show you in this game. And then after the handbook is done and you've experienced everything Scum has to offer, it doesn't matter that you had a glimpse of everything. What does matter is that the day you go into a multiplayer server, you do not mind running across the map. You do not mind looking for a car or raiding a base to get a car or destroying a car so that a new car can spawn or looting specific locations that you've learned in this guide to buy a vehicle. You do not mind any of the grind in the game because you've got motivation, because you know what the entire experience is like, okay? And then at the end of the day, you will enjoy everything a lot more. And when you explore the entire map, the map is extremely big, guys. I've explored every single point on the map, but you can't explore the entire map every single day. So there are going to be times when you haven't gone to certain points of interest for a long time. And because the game is getting updated, those points of interest gets updated, which is a new experience for you. New points of interest get added, and everything just gets better and better. Your experience becomes better and better because you explore a lot. You build bases, you raid bases, you defuse mines, you defuse suicide puppets, you do kill boxes, you enter major PvP battles, you take on dangerous situations, okay? Because to finalize this, a survival game and Scum in particular, people tend to want to stay in a comfort zone. Okay, a lot of people want to stay in a comfort zone. This doesn't only relate to Scum, it relates to life as well. So what I want to ask you is try and get out of your comfort zone as much as possible, to experience as much as possible, and to improve with all the things that Scum has to offer on a regular basis. Okay? So that's 12 minutes. I just wanted to put it out there, guys, because I've seen how people play. Okay, I am an admin on my servers. I've seen how people play when I watch people to try and find cheaters and hackers. And I can see the difference between a person that's enjoying themselves and a person that's not enjoying themselves. Okay, I can clearly see the difference. I can see the different experiences that people are having. And then I get a lot of complaints, because I've got a big community. I get a lot of complaints. I can't find people. I'm not enjoying myself because I can't find people. I want to kill people. And the reason that they don't enjoy the game is because their enjoyment is solely reliant on them killing people or getting into a fight. When the game has got 1,000 ways to have fun, they pick one way to have fun, and then it's not fun for them anymore. Or they can't find a vehicle. They don't spend all their time understanding how to get a vehicle. They just can't find a vehicle, and now they don't want to play anymore because they have to run everywhere, okay? And then this, and then that. So there's many people that just wants to go down one avenue of the game, and then after some time, they get bored or unhappy or frustrated. And again, I don't mind how anyone plays. I just want to use this handbook to teach you everything a survival game in its essence can offer, and everything Scum, which is the best survival game on the planet at the moment, can offer. Okay, so without further ado, we're not going to make this video too long. This is what I look like, okay? This is not what I looked like in part one. The reason for that is I recorded the town guide because the town is the second objective in a reliable action sequence, an action sequence that works. So if I go loot a bunker, I might find a hiking backpack. Chances are low. If I go and loot any of the points of interest that I have seen loot before, it could happen. But if I enter a town, then there's two things that can happen. I can find clothing, which is very important for loot space. I can find a backpack. I can find tools, like the chainsaw on my back. I can find armor. I can find a helmet. And I can find thread. So when it comes to a backpack in a town, I've got two things that can save me. Either I find the thread, which enables me to craft the third biggest backpack in the game. The only two backpacks that are bigger than the improvised courier backpack that you can craft in the game with thread is the assault backpack and the hiking backpack. Okay? So it is better than all the other backpacks, the little school backpacks, the normal backpack, and then all the others that you can craft. So I can either find thread that gives me a 5x5 slot inventory, gives me 25 slots, where at the moment I've only got 9 slots. So the improvised backpack, sorry, not the courier backpack, this improvised backpack has 5x5 slots, which is a lot of inventory space. And with thread, I... Sorry, guys. You know, who hits a puppet with a chainsaw? I do. And now I know a chainsaw isn't very, very strong. So the sewing kit can give me the big hiking backpack and a better animal skin quiver, or I can find a backpack. And there's many more advantages. So in short, regarding the looting that I did, you know, in the recording that wasn't successful, I looted one of each type of building in this town. One. I didn't loot this entire town. And I'm going to tell you guys now what I looted. And I'm going to tell you exactly where I found everything. So we found the helmet, the biker helmet, in a barn, at the back of the barn. We found the stab-proof vest in a police station. We found the Spitfire jacket in a house. We found the sweatpants in a house. We found the construction boots in a garage. We found the, not a garage, a workshop. Found this in a workshop. Found the chainsaw in a workshop. Okay? And then many of the other items. Okay? And it was very, very quickly, and I'm going to take you through the process. So towns have a lot of advantages, and they are safer. If you go to a major point of interest, like a military point of interest, you have to deal with mechs most of the time, and you have to deal with very dangerous players. When you loot towns, your player base won't always have high gear. But big clans will drive through big cities, and if you're lucky, you know, you could take them all out. So, now that you guys know how I found the loot, I'm going to tell you exactly how quickly I found the loot. I split this town up into like 5 sections or 6 sections. So, the first thing you get in a town is a workshop. Okay? So, I always loot workshops because of the loot that I can get inside. Okay, always loot the workshops. So we can get fungicide, which we're not going to pick up now. Okay, everything has got a time and a place. We can find screwdrivers. We can find scrap metal, nails, bolts, wire, a bunch of things we can find in workshops. So you never want to skip workshops. Okay, you never want to skip workshops. So this is the one. Workshops is one element of a town. So this is the one place that I searched. Then the other element of a town, which there's always a lot of, is a house. Okay? And again, houses gives you a percentage chance to find clothing, backpacks, and food. Because every house has got a kitchen. Okay? And of course, very important, towns have a lot of trash. And trash is where I found the thread to craft the sewing kit. Okay, I literally found it inside trash that was lying outside. So we're just going to repeat the steps that I did to get the loot that I have on me. And just search every puppet, okay? See if he's got anything interesting on him. And then, of course, you've got your kitchens that can give you loot and various resources. You can get clothing inside there as well. Sometimes you get mirrors that you can search as well. So that's the second element, which is houses. Then, like I said, trash. Sorry. I found the sewing kit in trash like this. Okay, just normal trash that's lying outside. And then towns have vehicles as well. Vehicles can give you screwdrivers, scrap metal, bolts. Okay. So very good for that. And I just want to drag the scrap metal out. I never really search these, whatever these are. I never really search them. Always focus on the trash. And I don't really like eating food or water or drinks that are low durability. Then you get these farm, like feathers and everything. Not too bad to get feathers if you want to craft better arrows. But again, I don't focus on better arrows because I know that wooden arrows are the best way to level up your archery skill so that you can use any bow that you want to. And there isn't a major difference between the arrows until I get to a broadhead carbon arrow, which is a lot more powerful. Or if I want to craft something, I craft explosive arrows. Okay? So I can't craft broadhead carbon arrows. That's what I'm going to get at the trader. But I can craft explosive arrows. Okay? Which is a stick, a can, a blast cap, duct tape, gunpowder, and a cutting tool. And a blast cap is one scrap metal, gunpowder, and an improvised toolbox. Okay? That I will craft. Because I know if I shoot a fully geared player in the leg with an explosive arrow, he's going to die. Okay? So again, I've already found the thread, guys, but just going to see if we can find another thread. This is quite important because if you examine it, remember every item you find, you must examine to see what it's used for and to try and figure out over the long run if you need it. And of course, you can make a scope with that improvised magnifying glass that comes from the camera lens. If you can't find a scope, if you're having a really, really bad run, okay? So that was the house. This is the barn, okay? And again, another major thing about towns is you get food sources inside of towns and outside of towns, like corn and everything, and potatoes and everything. And then you get a lot of food sources inside the towns, like one of the garages has got fridges that can give you soda, which is great for calories. And again, you need calories to preserve your protein, which I will show you now. Okay? So this up here is where I found the helmet. Okay? Found the helmet up here. And I think the reason the loot isn't respawning is because I literally just did the town now. Okay? So I think that's why I'm not going to find loot, because I stopped the previous video where I looted each individual unique building once, And then I just started the game. So no time has really gone by because time stands still in single player, okay? So these two items are still here. And I found the motorcycle helmet on the shelf, okay? And then I looked up here. I always climb this ladder to see if I can find a hunting rifle or a gun there. But there isn't one up there, okay? But I went up there as well. Searched the food and everything. And yeah. One thing I want you to do on your own. Unfortunately, in the first recording, I didn't have any calories. And then I showed you guys that when you jog with no calories, your usage on your protein is at about 41 grams per hour. Where because I've got carbs in my system, the usage rate is only 3.6 grams per hour. Okay? So you burn through protein 10 to 15 times faster if you do not have carbs in your system. So carbs, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very important. And you can get carbs from sodas and stuff that you find. Again, food, everywhere is food. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Yes, a town doesn't look exciting when you go into it, but there are a lot of advantages to a town. Okay? Threat level. And then your percentage chances of finding thread or a backpack is very high because it can be one of two things. Okay, it is weird that the puppets are respawning, but the loot isn't respawning. But in any case, so these are the fridges, okay? So you can search the bar, you can search the fridge, and you can get juice. The big thing about juice, what makes juice or soda different from water, is if you, I just want to take my helmet off here. Just going to place my helmet on the desk here. There we go. Because you can't drink anything with the helmet on. The big thing about the juice or soda is when you drink it, it gives you calories. Nothing else except calories. Okay, so I'm going to drink all. It gives you a ton of calories, guys. It's very difficult to get this amount of calories from food. Okay, so never forget that if you want to keep your carbs increasing, like now the intake is 60 and the usage is only 20. If you want your carbs to keep increasing, drink sodas now and then. Okay? And like this is a different workshop than the usual workshops. But you can get absinthe here and sodas and water bottles and everything. And you have to be very careful about your primary slots because the biggest problem that you guys are going to run into at the beginning of your gameplay is you're going to have something in your hand and then you might have used something and it goes into your backpack, like a metal saw or an axe or whatever. And it goes into your primary slot. Even if you took it out of your backpack and put it in your hand, when you change to your bow, it is going to go to your primary slot. And what we call it when you've got two things on your back and something in your hands, we call that a triple carry. Okay? Or my community calls it triple carrying. And the problem is if you do anything with your hands, climb a ladder, drink, eat, whenever you, like I've got the bow, I'm going to put the bow in my hand. Whenever I do something that forces me to unequip the bow and use my hands to climb a ladder or eat food or chop down a bush or whatever my hands need to be used for, then if anything went into my primary slots without me knowing, if the game cannot put whatever is in my hands either here or there, its default is to drop it. And I promise you guys, there are thousands of Scum players that have lost weapons, have lost very rare items, okay? Because they ate, they were running through the forest, they needed to eat, they didn't know they were triple carrying, so they were like running with a fully kitted AK, okay? And then they had to drop the weapon to eat something or drink something. And then they just went on, and only after they like get to the next, like after they've ran for 30 minutes or 10 minutes, when they get to a town and they want to take out their weapon, they see they don't have their weapon on them. So please focus on that. Make it a religious rule for yourself. Whenever you unequip your primary weapon, you want to just pressing tab doesn't take long, guys. You just want to make sure where that primary weapon went to. Okay, make that a new habit so that you lose a lot less loot unnecessarily and you get a lot less frustrated. Okay, so workshops, very, very important. Houses, very, very important. Food, crafting equipment, vehicle parts, vehicles, because there's garages here, vehicles, guns. You can find guns. This is what I found here, guys. A helmet, a police stab-proof vest that looks freaking cool. Okay? That is what I found when I searched one house, one garage, one barn, one workshop, one police station. Okay? I just searched one of each. Video took about 40 minutes, and I think this video is going to take 40 minutes as well. So garages, very, very important. Okay, I've already looted it. You want to loot everything in garages. You can get car parts in garages. You can get screwdrivers, weapons, everything. Okay, garages, very important. You can get gas canisters, okay, which you can refuel to have extra gas. A police station can give you ammunition, guns, armor, backpacks, and it's got a kitchen that can give you food. Or thread. This is another place where you can find thread very easily. If you keep on searching bigger kitchens like this, you will find thread a lot easier and rags and stuff like that. You can search the medical place in the town. It's got like a green cross to it or something. Okay, let me just sort out this guy. So there's like a clinic, let's call it a clinic, okay? And there you're going to find, most of the time you're just going to find rags, but at some points you're going to find antibiotics and other equipment, okay? So yes, the first time you search a clinic, it's not going to impress you. But if you always search them, you will find painkillers, which will help you a lot in a fight, which I'm going to explain to you in depth, just how powerful painkillers are on a multiplayer server. You're going to find antibiotics, which helps you with infections. So again, you do get medical equipment here as well. You get food in these shops. You can get a rifle here and a gun. You can find cash in the cash registers. Okay. And yeah, I think I covered the medical center or the clinic. We're going to go to the clinic now, guys. Police station, got desks for bobby pins, got more, coffee and cool drink, got more things that you can use to craft a scope with. Well, actually, no, you can't craft the scope with this. You can only craft the mask, and we're not interested in the mask, okay? So we're going to drop it. You can find ammunition, guns, there's lockers where you can find key cards to go to a kill box. You can find an AWM, AWP. AWM is one of the most powerful sniper rifles in the game, except for the M82, which is which is an overpowered sniper rifle. And like I said, I found this stab-proof vest upstairs in a locker. Okay, just in a locker. And of course, there's puppets here to kill. Okay, more lockers here, more drinks, more chances of ammo and equipment. I found a box of shotgun rounds. Yeah, I found a box of buckshot on the desk, just lying there on the desk. Okay, and even if I didn't find this brand new stab-proof vest in that locker, every time you kill a police puppet, he's gonna give you a stab-proof vest. Okay, and a little riot helmet. But luckily we found a helmet. So the stab-proof vest gives you the same protection as this brand new stab-proof vest. Exactly the same protection. The only difference is if this takes any damage, it's going to get to zero. It's going to get broken quicker. Okay, so let's say someone's shooting at me. This vest will stop one, probably 2 bullets max. Not stop, but mitigate the damage to 1 or 2 bullets. Where this one is probably going to mitigate, I'll be dead before this stab-proof vest breaks, but the durability just lets it last longer. It doesn't change the protection. So whether I'm wearing a stab-proof vest from a puppet or a brand new stab-proof vest, both of them are going to protect me equally if somebody shoots me with 1 round or 2 rounds, okay? Depending on how long the stab-proof vest takes to break. Like I say, you can get knives. Now I don't need the stone knife. Now I can use a proper knife, okay? Like here, you can find backpacks. In the jail cells, you can find backpacks. If there's too many puppets, you can run into this jail cell, lock yourself into the jail cell, and kill the puppets, okay? Upstairs, you can find a puppet and loot, okay, and trash, and ammunition, and guns. And then you've got a nice vantage point of the entire place. So let's just see. I just want to see where there is the medical station, okay? And when you're on the roof, you don't have to go all the way down. There's a ladder. But if you look here, you can just get onto the kitchen roof, and you can just run off the kitchen roof to get down much, much faster. So guys, what I'm trying to tell you is a town will always be your second objective in the game, okay? This is the pharmacy. Sorry, okay? Pharmacy, most of the time you're just going to get rags, but I got rags at the pharmacy when I just looted one of the buildings. I got absinthe, which I can purify rags with. If I click on the rag and I click on the absinthe, I can go disinfect to make a much better antiseptic rag, okay? But I found rags in here, and then I found antibiotics as well. Okay, in this pharmacy. So most of the time it's just going to give you rags, but you can find other medical equipment. And then I think I found the alcohol in the food in this double-story house. And this double-story house, the last important type of building in towns, because you can get food and different items in here. Okay, you can get clothing. There's the lockers. Okay, you can get different kinds of items in here. And every one of these double-story places has got a gun safe, where you can get a pistol. Okay, so pistol, money, food. Upstairs is where I found the absinthe. And it's very safe ways. You're in a closed environment. It's a safe way to level up your skills versus puppets. Okay, and it's very difficult for a person to get close to you without you hearing them, and you've always got a vantage point to see what's going on around you. We're in a bunker, you closed off, you're basically trapped if a clan runs into you. You're not really trapped if a clan runs into you in a town. So there's just a lot of positives to a town, and I have already found the thread. So what I'm going to do now is, with the thread, I made a better quiver very, very easily. So you can see there, the sewing kit, I just need to find the thread. And another thing that I didn't show you is I literally cut up a puppet and turned his bone into a bone needle. And then I literally clicked on the thread and I clicked on the bone needle to craft the thread so that I didn't touch these metal needles. Someone commented that it's maybe not a good idea for me to let you guys focus on metal needles and rather just use them for now, early in the game. And I don't really agree with that, because when you've built your base and you've put on your enforced locks that you can get from cargo drops, okay, or you can just loot padlocks inside of bunkers. The short and sweet of it, guys, these are rare items. So I would collect them from the start right up to the end, because you need as many shock protection. Okay, you need as many zappers on your base as possible. So I will never not pick these up, and I will never utilize them unless it is for zappers. Okay. And yeah, all I wanted to do is I wanted to get to 2 puppets, and getting to 2 puppets isn't too difficult. That place should have a puppet inside, and this place should have a puppet inside. Where's the puppet? Is there a puppet in here? Yeah, so I'm just going to wake up this puppet. Hello, sir. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to let him follow me outside. And if you can't pull back, just hit him. Okay? You can still punch with the bow in your hand if you just press the middle mouse button, and then you can shoot him with a bow. Okay? So, and yes, the puppets hit harder, okay, on the single player one. So I'm just going to shoot it in the leg so long. Tell it to come here. Okay, because I want 2 puppets next to each other for the backpack. Okay, there we go. So you don't need to find 2 puppets outside. You just go into a house where a puppet is, and go to another house where a puppet is, lead them outside or lead them both into a room. Don't really care. And then you search and you chop, because we want their skin now to make the backpack. So there's the one skin. Take my arrow. Search her. Chop her up. Okay, both skins are in my vicinity. And now I need 2 skins, and I need 5 rags, and I need 2 improvised ropes, which I can get just from these 2 puppets. So I'm going to cut up the clothing because I need 5 rags. Don't need to go anywhere else once I've got the sewing kit. Okay, so I need 5 rags. That's 4. Give me more. And because I led the puppets to the same place, this is easier. But I could have led them both into a house. It's just in a house, the parts glitch through the walls. So I usually prefer to do it outside. If I think there could be someone in the vicinity, I'll lead them both into the forest. Okay, wherever I feel safer. So there's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rags. I can cut up these rags into rag strips to make the 2 improvised ropes. I need 10 rag strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we can make the 2 rope now. Okay, so I'm going to click on 5 of them, just like I'd click on 5 small sticks. Craft improvised rope. Click on another 5. And yeah, my guy needs to go to the bathroom, guys. So we're gonna help him now. He just has to hold out a little bit longer. So now we've got 2 improvised ropes in our vicinity. We've got the 5 rags. We've got the 2 skins. We've got the knife. We've got the sewing kit, and now we can craft it. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, from that loot space to the biggest loot space, the biggest backpack you can get in the game, except for the assault backpack and the hiking backpack. And I'm just going to double click to put everything in here, and I can hold control and mouse scroll wheel to change the position. Okay. Or if there isn't space for it, okay, I can just, if I want to, if it's like a tight squeeze, then I can just, like here, okay, there. If I turn it like this, I can't put it in here, but I can just drag it into the gray bar to auto fit in there. Okay, so I want it like that, just so that things are a little bit nicer. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The starter kit that we crafted in the forest will take you 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, if you've done it 1,000 times like me, it will take you 5 minutes. If you're an average player, it will take you 10 minutes to loot the 5 buildings that I showed you guys now. And literally, in the previous video was 40 minutes. This video is 45 minutes. So with explanations, it takes a lot longer. But to loot these 5 buildings without explaining anything will take you about 10 minutes as well. Okay? And this is what we come out with. Okay? Which you are not guaranteed at a bunker or a military point of interest. This is much safer, and you still get a heck of a lot out of it. Okay? And then to find your vehicle, because you put, oh yeah, churches is the last thing I missed, guys. I apologize about that. A lot of towns have churches, which is also very, very important. Okay? And the big thing about a church is if you go up the tower, there is a hunting rifle spawn point or a shotgun spawn point up there. And a hunting rifle is the best gun in the game to level up your rifle skill and your sniping skill. Okay? So we're just going to walk in here because there's no puppets. Okay? Search the trash. So here you can search the desk. You can search the book. You can sometimes you can find a pistol in the book, and you can find a hiking backpack or a backpack in there. There's trash up there. When you go up the tower right to the top, there's a puppet at the top, and there you could find a hunting rifle. Okay. So yes, guys, at face value, a town doesn't look as exciting as the naval base. This little town doesn't look as exciting as the the military airfield, or the big city, or the, commercial airfield, or the magical power plant, or the motocross track, or the Meg factory, or the train yard, or the naval base. Okay? But it is much safer, it is reliable, and it's a great place to start repeatedly, and your success rate will be much higher as well, because you are guaranteed to find clothing. Not in the first town, but if you search 3 towns, okay, you will find clothing, you will find a backpack, or you will find thread, which is the most important components. And if you parked very far away, then you can leave breadcrumbs you go to the building menu and you craft the bonfire, okay? And you can place multiple blueprints. So you can let the blueprint guide you back to your vehicle, like Jack and Jill. Okay, so if someone can make... I will make notes, guys. I will make notes that I didn't loot the entire town. Okay? No, that's the thing. I didn't loot the entire town. Okay, but we're not going to focus on looting every single point of interest for now. I want this to happen naturally. So as you can see, I'm never losing sight of my next blueprint, so that it doesn't take me a lot of time. Okay, so you can just use these blueprint big fires to find your way back to your vehicle, no matter how far you park away. And then once you put your blueprint at the town, you must just remember one thing. My first blueprint, is at this specific location. Okay, and I'm supposed to see the next blueprint. You just sort her out. Again, because of my medium archery skill, guys, you cannot pull a bow back that fast if you started with no archery skill. Okay? So, oh, here's the vehicle. Here's the vehicle. Okay? So there was the last blueprint. Here's the vehicle. And now all I do is I go to my crafting and I just cancel all the blueprints. Okay? So that I can use them again. And yeah, now I can put things into the vehicle. I'll put the chainsaw into the vehicle. Okay? And that's about it. That's about it. If something happens with the vehicle, it's not the end of the world. But I mean, I don't want to use this. I want to use this to build my base, but I don't want to use this to defend myself. So I'm rather going to craft, a metal sword as soon as possible. Or go to the castles in the game, okay, to get a medieval sword. Or I'm going to get a baseball bat, okay, and put nails on the baseball bat. Because if you guys have watched other guides of mine, you guys will understand that. But the best melee weapons in the game is the metal sword, the medieval sword, the metal bat with nails, and then, of course, the katana. Okay? And all three of those weapons are fairly easy to get. And I already got the rubber band, which when I examine it, can make me the metal sword. So all I need for the metal sword is 2 scrap metal, which is easy, the rope, which is very easy, the rubber, which we have, and then the toolbox, which we've got the resources, the 2 scrap metal, the bolt, the nail. We've got the chainsaw now, but it will be better to just use an axe, and then we can make the improvised toolbox, and then we can craft the metal sword immediately. Okay, that's why it's just better to leave it in the car. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, for now, I will be thinking about the next step, okay? I'm just going to decide now whether I want to loot the entire town, okay? Because I want you guys to loot the entire town. And I want you guys to focus on the different buildings and the different things in a town so that you can get, that you can feel better about looting a town instead of just going for the hottest spot on the map all the time. It's very important to explore the entire map and to understand no matter where you are on the map, no matter where you spawn, and let's say you died and you have to respawn, no matter where you are on the map, if you loot comprehensively and you loot, in a reliable way that always works, then you will never be lost no matter where you are on the map. You won't wonder where you are going to find something. Okay? And this makes things more and more and more exciting. Okay? You always want to have something to look forward to. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, I think what I'm going to do is I'm happy. That's why I say I'm happy. I'm honestly happy with what we have right now. Okay? I can get a lot more scrap metal, but we're not going to focus on base building now. So, if I have to say from this area, the next location that we are going to loot if we look at what is available on the map. Of course, we've looted the forest, we've looted the town. So now we have to go to a point of interest, and going to a point of interest without Megs is not a bad idea. So in the next episode, we're going to look at points of interest with no Meg danger, no sentry danger. And then after that, we're probably going to move to the locations with danger. And yeah, just cover looting completely before we move to more interesting things. So again, guys, if you did learn something in this video or you enjoyed it, please click the like button. And then again, if you want to see and learn everything there is to see and learn about Scum, then click the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in part 3. And yes, the video was a lot smoother when I was actually looting everything. But I promise you guys, this won't happen again. Okay, this will not happen again. I will definitely do a few pre-checks. Although I didn't have to ever do pre-checks, in the future I'll do checks so that I don't record, without making sure that nothing can go wrong. So have a great day, guys. Keep surviving and have a great day. Cheers.